Hello and welcome to another Warcraft the audio commentary. This is Game 5 of the Best of 5 for the Tournament of the Sun. Best of 5 Russian tournament that was played yesterday on Sunday between Yumiko, or HPE.Yumiko, spawning in as the blue human in the lower left. The map is going to be Secret Valley, and he's going to be playing Inquisitive HawK, who's spawning in as the pink human in the upper right. Of course, both players got an Altar of Kings, both players have a Barracks, and both players are probably going to make an Archmage and a Footman, but we'll have to wait and see exactly who picks what hero, and if that's going to be the case or not. So yes, we do see Yumiko going with the Archmage, and I'm going to see HawK going with the Archmage as well. So if your goal or your dreams were to see some crazy, Firelord first kind of thing play, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. Not this game, but maybe another one. Who knows? Anyway, so this is Game 5. Like I said, if you haven't seen the other games, you should go check them out. They are awesome. This series has been insane. Some really, really good games have been played. So you have my recommendation. Go check them out. And again, this was for the Tournament of the Sun, which means first place got 5,000 rubles were split between the first three places. 5,000 rubles is about 160, 170 euros, about 120, 130, 140 USD. I don't flipping know the economy transactions. Anyway, but it was split between the first three. So first place got 2,500 rubles, second place got 1,500 rubles, and third place got 500 rubles. And there's actually a chance that I'm completely wrong about that, and I got those numbers mixed up, and I've said those numbers like every game. So if that's the case, I'd feel pretty embarrassed, but I hope not. So anyway, there will be a link in the description below if you'd like to check out more information about the Tournament of the Sun. If I find more games from there, I will actually cast those as well if they're good, and these were pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed them, even though they're human mirror. Anyway, so here we have HawK going ahead and creeping out the orange camp right here with the nulls, with, of course, some militia creep, and we're going to see the same thing happening for Yumiko on this side. Let's look at the bases. Do we have any discrepancies? We see HawK going with that very fast early scout tower. Yumiko, not so much. He's not too concerned about it. He says, all right, whatever. And HawK is just going to go ahead, and what item did HawK... he picked up a ring of protection, and Yumiko is... Wait, what? Did they both get a ring of protection? No. Okay. I had the selections messed up somehow. Whoops. So HawK is going to pick up a Claws of Attack +6, and we're going to see, of course, Yumiko picking up a ring of protection +2. Of course, Yumiko saying, I'm level 2 on my Archmage. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. And also HawK thinking the same thing. Of course, it looks like they're at... Wait. They should have the exact same amount of XP, yeah. So they both have 249, but they don't. HawK has 250. How on earth does he have 250? And he has 200. I don't have any clue what that's about. That's quite a weird discrepancy. I don't. If anyone can explain that, please do, because what? That's weird. It must be like a floating point issue. Maybe that might be what it is. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna see Yumiko now. Will he deny that? He will be able to deny his water elemental that was about to die, and we're just gonna see him doing some damage to the water or the Archmage right here. Of course, we're gonna see Yumiko maybe losing a footman here. If you don't get the kills on these guys, they're just gonna run to the healing fountains and heal up. So sometimes it's worth it to just keep a guy chased unlocked onto him. So. Or, maybe he's not going to go to the healing fountain. He's going to say, that's too obvious. I don't want to be too obvious. Of course, we're going to see HawK now waking up this creep camp, trying to pull the creeps onto the Archmage. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Of course, we're going to see, for Yumiko's Archmage at any rate. Meanwhile, we can see HawK is down here trying to creep out very aggressively. He's like, we're in the midst of a skirmish. I'm just going to start creeping. I mean, we're seeing HawK play so very aggressive with his creeping this game, this series, I'm sorry. And it's just absolutely insane. Of course, we're just going to see... Wait, hold on. I just have to say, Cobb Marsh has a pro stream. Alright, I just want to say that. I just read the chat. Cobb Marsh's stream is pro stream. Just so you guys know. If you didn't know, it's what it is. Greenfield also has a pro stream. Anyway, so it's important to say that those guys are super big. They stream all the time. They're WTV. Awesome people, and just huge shout out to those guys. But anyway, back to the game. Sorry for getting distracted there. The chat, it was mean, it was rude. Don't bully those guys, they're really cool. Anyway, so it might have been just a joke for Massive. Massive seems to be a cool guy, I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to the game. So we have Yumiko, and he is just saying, okay, I'm gonna chase your footman around the map. He's like, I see what they're doing. He's like, what are you doing over there with this footman? He's like, I'm gonna try to kill it. He's attacking it with his Archmage, and Archmage attack, and it's still alive somehow. It's running over to this healing fountain, and of course we're seeing a couple of other units that are fairly low on life for HawK sitting over here at this fountain of healing, and we have a Yumiko running in his creep camp. He's just gonna go ahead and wake these guys up, this creep camp up. He's gonna say, no one's gonna dispel me. He's like, but then maybe he'll do some damage to HawK and he'll try to get a creep jack on him. And of course, we're just gonna see that's exactly what's happening. However, HawK was able to go ahead and kill one of those guys, the Null Warden, and pick up the experience for that, and not an item just yet. This guy is the one who has the item, as well as the Red Dragon. Of course, Yumiko is trying to win this fight. Looks like he's going to win the fight. I think that was the Dragon who got the last hit on that footman right there. So let's see. 434 XP right there on HawK's Archmage. Of course, we're going to see. Did he pick that up? Yeah, he got the experience for that as well. However, the Gloves of Haste will go over to Yumiko, who's still sitting at 267 experience. So, I mean, HawK's been playing really, really well. He's been able to get a lot of experience so far in this game. I mean, HawK has just kind of been like, really in this whole series, it's kind of felt like HawK has said, if you aren't on the same screen as me, and sometimes even if you are, I'm going to be creeping, and there's nothing you can do about it, except try to stop me. And we're going to see how well that works out. And it's working out decently. Of course, we're going to see that Yumiko is going to come over here with that Mountain King coming out. He's going to try to force the town portal on this Archmage, and he could maybe do so, but that Archmage is getting quite far away, so it looks like he's going to be able to get out of that. That was insane. What a great play from HawK right there to not end up getting surrounded on that Archmage. I thought for sure he was going to go down or something, force the TP, but nope. So that's the 350 gold. He's not going to have to burn like that. And of course, we can look at the text. You can see Mountain King coming out. It's already out for Yumiko, and of course we're actually seeing HawK going straight for tier 3 once again. Or I say straight for tier 3. He's on his way to tier 3 once again, and before he's gonna build some buildings. Of course, with the Mountain King seconds, like it worked out well for me last game. Let's see, is gonna Yumiko? Nope, Yumiko's gonna stay at tier 2. Now this is gonna be a problem because once again, Yumiko, as we saw last game and the game before that, we really see how well tech actually plays out versus the tier 2 play for human players. So HawK, I'm hesitant to say that I think HawK's going to be in a bad spot in this game. I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to look like for a little while Yumiko's has the advantage, and then I think we're going to see the tech end up playing out. Now, let's see, this is a Mountain King that's going to certainly get surrounded. There's almost no way that's not going to get surrounded. It's a very awkward place to surround it, like on that partial ramp, but it's going to happen, and the Mountain King actually is going to die, it looks like, because there's no way it's going to live. Yeah, it's going to die. There's no way. And down it goes. What a play right there. Of course, we can see, meanwhile, HawK is over here just creeping out this fountain. He's like, listen, I'm creeping. I don't care what you're doing. He's like, that Mountain King should have been creeping. He wouldn't have died. He should have been creeping. He's like, I'm creeping. And that's just the very mean Archmage over here. He's like, I don't even have a, he's like, I don't care about my family. It doesn't matter. It's kind of messed up, actually. HawK's pretty cold. You may not know that. He's a very cold-hearted guy. He's very battle hardened. But anyway, so Yumiko is like, okay, well, I got a Mountain King kill. He's like, maybe I'll creep a little bit. That sounds good. Of course, we're going to see a workshop going down right now for HawK. Of course, HawK is on Castle Tech. We're not quite yet, but he's very, very close. And of course, we're not seeing Yumiko go for that just yet. Of course, we're going to see him try to kill these priests if he can. Just send everything over there. Why not? Of course, we have a couple of militia coming in here. Yeah, just a couple. I think we're going to see, yeah, Yumiko go for the expansion, try to build up his economy. And did we just... I don't know, it looked almost like the footman might have got the last one on that Ogre Magi. I don't know, but we'll see Pendant of Energy being picked up by the Mountain King. Of course, it's 150 mana. It's a big deal, a lot of mana. Brings level 1 Mountain King's mana pool up to 375 plus a Brilliant Sword. He's pretty happy about that. Of course, over here, we're still seeing him try to kill these priests right now. The priests running around the map, running around the ring, around the Rosie type deals here. Of course, just, you know, run a little bit, heal yourself, run a little bit, heal yourself. That's kind of the micro we see with priests right there. Of course, here we can see that Mountain King once again back out for HawK. HawK saying, okay, I got my Mountain King back out. What you gonna do about it? He's like, well, actually, I'm just gonna back off because as I can see, your army's looking pretty good and mine's not. And this is kind of what I was talking about. If you go for the tier 3 tech, your army tends to look pretty meh at this point. However, it will pay off. Absolutely, it'll pay huge dividends. As you can see, this workshop about to finish constructing, and that's going to mean mortar teams plus fragmentation shards fairly soon if he has the resources for it. He's got lots of wood, doesn't have quite a lot of gold, but we're probably not going to see HawK going for an expo, at least not for a little bit until he can actually defend it, because right now he wouldn't be able to, but he could absolutely get a teched army that will easily be able to take map control. He can get right back from Yumiko, and then he can either have two options. One, he can go for an expansion himself, or he can actually go ahead and try to siege this one over here. And so it's going to take a little while before this actually pays off for Yumiko, but it will eventually pay off. You know, maybe in 3 or 4 minutes, it'll be, you know, productive at that point. But anyway, of course, we're going to see HawK right now. HawK's still creeping. And that's the thing. I mean, as long as Yumiko is over here, Yumiko's saying, well, I have map control and I'm creeping, but HawK's also creeping. You know, HawK's like, I don't have any reason. He's like, I can get by with a lower army. Why shouldn't I? He's like, you know, that's the whole point. That's a good point, really, to make. I mean, absolutely. Because he's like, if you can't stop me from creeping, then I'm just going to keep creeping. And, you know, as long as we're seeing Yumiko commit to these creeps, then that's what's going to happen. And, of course, Yumiko almost has to. He has to get those expansions, the experiences from these guys. Of course, we're gonna see also HawK with the Paladin as his third hero. Yeah, I mean, Yumiko. The thing is, Yumiko has to creep up, and if he's creeping, he can't stop HawK from creeping and creep at the same time. That's his problem. Or maybe he could do it with a little bit more micro. well, not necessarily micro. I mean, like microing his like water elementals and maybe some militia. Maybe he could do that. I don't know, but maybe if you could find something like that. Anyway, we have the HawK's Archmage gonna maybe get surrounded. Oh, it's not gonna get surrounded. It's so very close, as you can see. Kind of sad that that didn't get surrounded. It's like it's stunned. It's not moving. But you know, sometimes you just mess up a surround. And that's what we saw right there from Yumiko. And of course, Yumiko gonna have one of those priests being chased. All three of the priests being chased, actually. One priest will go down a bolt on another priest. That was a really nice priest because it also slowed this one in front of it down a little bit. Won't end up paying off this time, but it sometimes will. That's always good. Of course, we're gonna see another priest going down from HawK as well. Of course, we have a knight out too. And that's actually gonna get staffed out, not going down, which is very, very good play by HawK. And of course, we're gonna see that priest will go down because it was indeed thunderclapped. Of course, we're gonna see level 3 now being picked up by Yumiko's Mountain King. And of course, we're seeing him maybe getting surrounded here. Actually, he will be surrounded indeed. Partially by his own units, however, so there he goes. But he will pop that potion of lesser durability because he needed it, and now he could be in a little bit of trouble here as he gets bolted once more. However, there's a spellbreaker right here preventing him from being surrounded. He's going to back off with that Mountain King right there. First, we're going to see him going ahead and popping that Wand of Mana Stealing right there on this Mountain King, saying, I don't want you to have too much mana. However, he does have a Potion of Greater Mana. I'm going to go ahead and pop that, immediately bolt this one more time. Of course, it's a level 2, so it's only a level 1 bolt. However, it still hurts enough, and it stuns, and it still allows this guy to do a lot of damage to it. So he's still trying to run away. He's going to go ahead and pop once again the Wand of Mana Stealing, but he's still that Mountain King for HawK sitting at 92 mana. Going to go ahead and pop a Thunderclap. However, he will get a Thunderbolt or a Stormbolt cast back onto this Mountain King as well, and that Mountain King barely going to get out of there, ever so slightly. Going to pop up a Potion of Healing, and he should be able to go ahead, as well as a Potion of Mana, be able to get a Stormbolt. However, the Mountain King will get staffed out very, very closely right before he was about to die. Amazing play from HawK. Of course, that Paladin for HawK also doesn't really have enough mana for another Holy Light right now, so he's going to have to be careful. However, he did just actually end up getting stunned. However, he's going to have the Sound Portals passed over to him, and he is going to TP out of there. He's like, cool, I'm getting out of here. I've got 100 life. That's not quite enough to live. And at the same time, we're seeing HawK throwing down his expansion right here while this craziness was going down here. So all of that's going on. I mean, Yumiko does have his expansion up and running. As you can see, he's down to about 8,400 gold there. And of course, these are 10,000 total gold mines. So that's kind of going on. Of course, if HawK loses his expansion, that's going to be kind of painful because he's putting quite a bit of resources into it. But we're going to have to wait and see. Will Yumiko actually go for it or not? Because he might and he might not. We'll have to wait and see. And that's the question. Oh, that is the question. Of course, you know, HawK is feeling pretty confident about his ability to defend at this point. Of course, if we look at the food counts, we can see HawK sitting at 52. Yumiko sitting at 65. But once again, when you're sitting at 65, you're sitting at a higher food count. But versus tech units, it's pretty hard. And of course, these are the killers right here. These guys right here, they are the ones you got to watch out for. Mortar teams are just absolutely insane. And with the fragmentation shards, they will just absolutely obliterate your priests and your sorceresses in no time flat. So here we can see Yumiko. I don't know if he even has scouted that this is up yet, but he's gonna come straight for the workshop. He's saying, I'm gonna try to kill your workshop. And you know, in the meanwhile, of course, you have HawK down here creeping out this what's it called, the Fountain of Health, picking up a Rune of Bracers, which is a pretty good pickup for the Mountain King right there. Of course, the Mountain King's still not quite level 3. But it's, you know, it's going to be pretty tanky at this point. 900 HP. Oh, wait, no, this one. This one has 900 HP. This one has got 775 HP, but he does have those Rune Bracers. He also has that Pendant of Energy, which is pretty nice. So both Mountain Kings have a Pendant of Energy. At this point, of course, we're going to see both that Workshop, and I think that was an Arcane Vault that's also going to go down as well. So there you have that. Of course, we can see over here the Paladin is level 2, Mountain King level 2, and Archmage's level 2. So we're going to see that Workshop being rebuilt. Yumiko, if he hasn't scouted this, is probably thinking, I'm sitting pretty good. But it's not quite as good as he may think. I don't know if he knows about that expansion or not. I know he's scouted right in this area. He's got it kind of like right over here, but I don't know if he's scouted quite over here just yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna work out if he doesn't know. Because if he doesn't know about that expansion, that could be a game-winning expansion, and that could be the difference of about 1,500 rubles. So that's a pretty big deal. So sometimes scouting is very important. And I don't know. It looks like he doesn't know, because I feel like if he knew, he would have went over there and tried to do something to it. But anyway, we're going to see a fight going underway. Going for those the Mortar teams, of course, that's your goal. Go for a Stormbolt. Do what you got to do. Get those guys. Get them staffed out. Get them out of the fight however you can. You just can't take this fight while those guys are up. We're actually going to see Yumiko's Archmage taking a bunch of damage as well as a focus target from this Mountain King right here. Of course, it's only level 2 Mountain King, so it's not super big of a deal, but he's getting very close. He's 7 experience away from hitting level 3. There's level 3 as he takes down that Sorceress right there. And of course, we still have HawK bearing down with a Mortar team right here, which is kind of surprising. Now you can see a couple of footmen going over there to try to deal with that. There's also a bunch of these Knights right here, and the Knights also just kind of rip through Spellbreakers. Of course, not so much if they're slowed, but we do see a couple of priests still alive for HawK, so he can still dispel slow if he needs to. Somehow this Mortar team's still alive. Of course, having to micro around, so he's not doing any damage while that's going on, but still kind of painful, and he's still raining down terror. Of course, this time he's targeting some Spellbreakers, so it's not nearly as big of a deal as he's targeting those guys, because he doesn't really do any damage at all to those guys at all. Of course, that's not the end of the fight, but it is the retreat called from Yumiko. HawK's like, get back here, but now, Yumiko's all like, no, I don't think so. So HawK was like, whatever, fine, I'm gonna go back. My timing was off with that. It was a little bit off, but anyway, whatever. So yeah, of course you can see this expansion's still up and running for HawK. It's going great, and HawK is like, I'm pretty comfortable with these changes. He's like, exchanges, because he's like, yeah. He's like, I know you got about 2,000 more gold mine than me, but it's not a big deal. And once again, the fight gonna be going back underway. Of course, these Mortar teams got to be the focus target. As you can see, they're actually targeting the casters this time, and they do so much damage to these guys, just absolutely dominating the casters in the back. And you can just see how much damage is done. One more shell in there is gonna kill something. Yeah, down goes one priest, and indeed we're gonna see a shell right there onto the horses. They do about 120 damage or so. Every time they hit them, if they hit them dead on, maybe even a little bit more, even though they only have 52 to 64 damage, and that's the power of fragmentation charge right there. Of course, we're going to see the HawK's Paladin getting a little bit surrounded right here, and is there going to be a staff cooldown up to get him out of this position? I don't know, because he did actually just kind of walk out of this round and ended up getting surrounded once again, and we're going to see him HawK trying to pass something over to him. Will he get the TP? Oh, he's going to get the TP off at 8 HP when he passed the TP and was able to actually go ahead and use it, so that's a very good move. Very quick fingers right there, very quick reflexes from HawK. And of course, this Workshop is back up. At this point, if Yumiko doesn't know about the expansion, he has to have been able to figure it out, saying, okay, well, honestly, HawK is trading way too well with me, and if there was an expansion for HawK, I think actually we would have definitely seen Yumiko's victory by now. But the question is, has it been too late? Has HawK, been able to mine long enough? Has he been able to trade well enough so far, and actually be able to secure an advantage and win the game, because he does have the tech advantage. So everything is looking pretty good for HawK right now, I would say. Of course, Yumiko, it's not the end of the world for HawK or for Yumiko, but Yumiko could really use a tech or something right now. He really needs to get out of the situation that he's currently in. Of course, he is trying to tech up. We see 1-1 on those Spellbreakers, working on getting 2-1. And of course, for HawK, we can see no upgrades yet, other than the Adept Priest right there, as well as the Fragmentation charts. But looks like HawK are going to go once again, just going to try to creep out this red camp up here at the top. Meanwhile, finally, Yumiko's like, yes, I'm just going to come over here and try to stop you from mining over here. He's like, because this is what it is. He's like, this is why I haven't won the game yet. And HawK's probably like giggling to himself. It's like, little scarecrow girl. Well, I don't know why I said that. But anyway, so yeah, HawK is just going to lose a couple of these peasants. They're going to go down to these breakers. He's trying to keep his valuables out here away from that arcane tower. Also, in case there's a town portal or something like that, he doesn't want to get caught in a bad spot versus Mortar team. So he's like, trying to be very careful with his army. It's spread out pretty well. And we'll see. I mean, now he's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to move in for this town hall. He's like, because I feel like if you're going to come for me, you would have by now. Also, you might have just seen that he's about to lose his town hall as well. And there's Mortar team, so he's almost certainly going to lose his town hall first. However, I don't know, maybe not, because he's been welling on this for a while. Looks like it's actually going to go down. So now he's going to TP in. Will he be able to keep this alive? It doesn't look like it. Will the TP actually land? Oh, no! Very, very close. It's a 5-second town portal. Must have been 4.9 when that town hall went down. Very, very close. As you can see, of course, Yumiko now running away, running out of the fight, saying, I gotta get these peasants out of here. And indeed, they are on their way out right now. However, they are being chased by guys on horseback with swords. Or are those swords? Yeah, they got something. I think those are actually, yeah, those are swords. Okay, those are swords, and I'm not sure why they have both a sword and a, what's it called, lance, but whatever, they got both. Even the horses are kicking them, which if you've ever been kicked by a horse, it's not fun. So there you go. Yumiko is saying, screw it, I'm gonna come to your base. And if they try to base race, there's no way Yumiko can win. I mean, there's no way Yumiko can win. Yeah, Yumiko's gonna have to TP back. It's like there are Mortar teams. You have siege, artillery. It's not good. Of course, these Mortar teams are gonna be able to rain down right on top of all these casters. Not the kind of position you want to have. Also, Yumiko's going to have a lot of damage being immediately done to that Archmage. Going to be forced to pop a healing scrolls. Was a potion of lesser invulnerability. He's going to run away and try to stay alive. However, his army is all kind of splitted and flubbered up, and he's not happy about the situation whatsoever. And of course, this doesn't look good. Of course, we're going to see now HawK peeking up level 4 on that Mountain King. We're just seeing these casters getting absolutely obliterated once again. Finally, we can see that Archmage has gone back up to about foolish life. But again, it's looking pretty good for HawK. I mean, then again, there's a lot of Spellbreakers on the field. But Yumiko is sitting at 62 food. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Of course, we're seeing that Paladin at level 3. level 4 Mountain King. It's going to be really, really difficult for Yumiko to actually win this now that he's lost his expansion. And of course, we can see there's only about 500 gold left in that gold mine. Plus, he's losing his army right here, and that Archmage is in major trouble. There's no items on him to keep him alive, and one more bolt could potentially kill him. Of course, we're going to actually see it looks like the Mountain King is in a bad spot as well. He is completely surrounded by knights, and he is going to go down, and that's going to pretty much spell good game for HawK, even though HawK's tried really hard to win this game, and it came pretty close, and maybe if he had just gotten to that expansion or was able to TP to his expansion a little bit sooner. There's so many what-ifs. So many what-ifs, but these buildings for Yumiko are pretty much just going to go down if he doesn't actually try to fight him, and he can't really fight him, so it looks pretty bad for Yumiko. I don't blame Yumiko for keep trying. I would keep trying, but again, it just looks bad for Yumiko right now. Of course, we're seeing HawK chasing with his whole army, and there's really nothing that Yumiko can do except run. He's like, well, there's people chasing me, I gotta run, that's what I gotta do. And that's what we're seeing happen. So yeah, indeed, of course, HawK's saying, okay, HawK's like, I'm just gonna come back to your base. He's like, I'm gonna kill your Altar of Kings, probably with my mortar teams. Maybe I'll kill your arcane tower as well. You're over here at this this fountain of healing. He's like, you can't get back to your base. I'm probably gonna level your entire base. You're gonna run out of things. You won't be able to have any more buildings, then I'll win just by that one condition. And that's pretty much going to work probably. First, you can see a bunch of farms are being built back here. I'm not sure why. Maybe just one farm now. Yeah, so one farm up. Maybe to go ahead and buy the Mountain King back at the tavern. Indeed, this could be the final push, but I mean, again, it looks just so bad for Yumiko. He's gonna say it's a good game. He's like, there's no way I could win that. He's like, I tried my best, but good game. He's like, well played, good game, good job, HawK. And absolutely congratulations to HawK. HawK winning 2,500 rubles, Yumiko winning 1,500 rubles, and someone else winning 500, which we might end up seeing the quarterfinal games as well. I don't know if we will. We might not. I don't know. But anyway, so that is the 5 games of this best of 5, which I thought were absolutely phenomenal. I hope you guys really enjoyed them as well. And it was a lot of human versus human. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got sick of the human versus human standard. By the end of it, like one sitting, it was a lot of games. But hey, hopefully you guys nonetheless enjoyed it. And if you did, then I don't know. I don't know. If you did, awesome. Yay, woohoo! Right? Awesome, right on. So that's that. I'm done for the day, and I will see you guys next time.